Hello guys, welcome back to the Brutal Investor channel. I hope you guys are having a fantastic day today. In this episode, we're going to do something different because we're going to talk about a project that is not yet available for trading because this token is still in its private sale rounds, and this project is called Nodal, right? Again, the first thing is I just want to give a shout out to the subscriber who recommended this project to me. When I was having some free time, I did some research about this project, and I found that this project has some really cool use cases, and it could really be like one of the hidden gems that nobody is really talking about, and it's still early in such a way that you guys can obviously participate in the private sale and get these tokens way before it hits some of the big exchanges, right? So again, as I said, the project's name is Nodal, Nodle, and this project, the official website for this project is nodle.io or nodal.io, and that's where you would be able to get all the information about this project, including its white paper, which I highly recommend giving it a read, because this is a project that will definitely be a very good performer in the long run. So this time we're going to do a little bit differently. We're going to talk about the project as mentioned in its white paper itself. So again, you can find this project's white paper on their website nodal.io. So what is Nodal? The Nodal network is basically a new economic model to free the mobile internet, right? If you want to see what they are talking about, the main highlight for this project is basically a decentralized connectivity network and payments infrastructure for the Internet of Things, right? So again, if you read through their abstract, you would probably be able to get like a very good idea of what this project is. Let's read the foreword. On October 31st, 2008, the Bitcoin white paper from Satoshi Nakamoto was released. The Genesis block on the Bitcoin network started to be mined on January 3rd, 2009. Through the proof of work consensus algorithm. The first transaction occurred on January 12th inside block 170 at 3:30 a.m. GMT, right? Again, in the first paragraph, they're kind of giving like a quick rundown of what Bitcoin is and how Bitcoin was created by Satoshi Nakamoto. Again, the first people to mine coins were engineers and early initiated people, which represented a relatively small group. For some time, mining became subject to oligopolist dynamics, favoring groups with access to expensive capital and electricity. Pools of miners. A few people control the handful of mining pools on the Bitcoin network. Today, more than 95% of the mining power is in the hands of 9 well-funded central actors, right? Again, this is a very key issue that we currently face right now. Although Bitcoin is one of the most decentralized networks in the world, since it is using proof of work, there is still a risk of the proof of work consensus mechanism being concentrated in several, instead of being diversified into multiple different countries, it will probably be localized in one or few countries that hold the highest hashing powers, right? And it seems like based on this data, over 95% of the mining power is controlled by 9 well-funded centralized actors, which means most of the mining power is basically located in this particular group, right? And again, some other analysts say that China is where most of the mining power is concentrated, and that poses a big risk of potential centralization of the Bitcoin network, right? Nodal appends that dynamic by allowing anyone with a smartphone to participate in the mining of nodal cash, or NODL, which is the native token. Through this, Nodal provides better atomization and faster adoption of cryptocurrencies by removing the advantage afforded to capital-intensive mining syndicates. Anyone with a smartphone can participate in the Nodal network by sharing network connectivity. Again, Nodal is offering to make their network much more decentralized just by using their smartphone application, right? Anyone with a smartphone can mine Nodal or mint Nodal tokens, NODL tokens, and this will definitely result in faster adoption and make it much more decentralized, because the nodes are not controlled by a few individuals, as in the case of Bitcoin, but instead it will be controlled by anyone who holds smartphones. And like since now, people like even at the age of 10 or 12 or 15 are holding smartphones, high quality smartphones, which means everyone can participate in this ecosystem, right? So again, that's the pretty big selling feature that the Nodal has, because they're trying to be this decentralized network which does not allow for centralized or few individuals or few corporations to hold the mining power, right? Let's read the abstract, which gives a very peripheral look of the Nodal protocol. The Internet of Things is growing exponentially, with estimates reaching 55 billion connected devices by 2025, and demand for device to cloud and device to device connectivity is growing at an equal or greater pace. We believe the current approach to IoT connectivity is centralized, difficult to deploy, expensive to operate, and fragmented by geographic particulars. This pattern suits incumbent vendors who seek to extract value from their heterogeneous networks and IP, but fails to solve many important problems, and thus loses out on the immense value. Again, this is absolutely true. Again, the Internet of Things is becoming a very common status on the cryptocurrency ecosystem, and it's estimated to reach 55 billion 55 billion devices to be connected by 2025, right? Which is pretty cool. And again, this is going to put more people in a position to access these kind of features very easily, compared to like a proof of work system where people would need to have expensive hardware and mining knowledge in order to mine proof of work cryptocurrencies, right? The Nodal network is designed to offer a global, easy to use decentralized communications network for IoT devices. The Nodal networking stack is a software solution to monetize hardware and IoT devices. Again, the simple value proposition for Nodal network is basically it's designed to offer a global, ease of use, decentralized communications network, right? And this is through the IoT devices. The Nodal networking stack is basically a software solution in order to monetize hardware and IoT devices. So by using the Nodal network, you're able to not only run their software on your Android or iPhone, but you're also able to monetize your hardware usage or IoT device usage through the Nodal network, right? With Nodal, network contributors share their communications resources to enable connectivity for the network. These contributors become part of the shared interoperable citizen network and are incentivized to scale the network through a proof of connectivity algorithm. So again, one of the main ways by which Nodal network works is basically network contributors, which is basically people who use their software on their phones, basically share their communication resources to enable connectivity of the network. Again, they basically share communications resources in order to connect the network, right? These contributors become part of the shared interoperable citizen network. So people who contribute to the Nodal network become a part of the so-called citizen network and are incentivized to scale the network through proof of connectivity algorithm. So here the consensus mechanism that's used is basically proof of connectivity. So if you allow for other people to connect by using your Nodal app, you are basically participating in the ecosystem and thereby become a part of the citizen network, wherein you are incentivized by getting paid in Nodal tokens, for example, and therefore you kind of make the network more decentralized, fast and scalable and interoperable as well, right? So this proof of connectivity algorithm is based on a number of base stations, network bandwidth and geographic coverage, right? Again, if you talk about proof of connectivity, you basically you have to make sure that you are using it properly. You are able to I help other people use the nodal network properly, and therefore there are certain key fundamentals that need to be met in order for the proof of connectivity to be efficient, right? And these are basically base stations, which is basically a person who is using the nodal network. They become kind of the station for the nodal ecosystem. And network bandwidth, obviously you need to have a high bandwidth, and the geographic coverage. Again, depending on which country you are basically located in, your your proof of connectivity would basically contribute either significantly highly or significantly lower compared to people in other geographic locations, right? Again, that's not the deciding factor though. It's one of the three main components, which is basically base stations, network bandwidth, as well as geographic coverage. So all these three things need to be optimized for people to contribute their maximum for the network through the proof of connectivity algorithm, right? The nodal network is deployed via the addition of software running on wireless devices such as smartphones, routers, fixed base stations, drones, vehicles, and other connected devices. Again, you can basically deploy the nodal network using the addition of software, which is basically any form of the like their version of their app, the nodal network app that you can run on your smartphone or router, or fixed base stations, drones, vehicles, any IoT devices, right? Through the economy of connectivity and decentralized infrastructure, the nodal network provides a low-cost, global, scalable connectivity solution, enabling many services to be built on top of the network. Again, by being a simple and using the proof of connectivity consensus mechanism, the nodal network enables decentralization, more effective decentralization compared to proof of work blockchains, and it provides a low-cost alternative to some of the proof of work chains. It's highly scalable, and it also offers a connectivity solution in order to enable apps or other decentralized applications to be built on top of this network, right? So again, in order to summarize the abstract, I'm going to say basically that Nodal is just like any other app. Okay, it has an app which can help users connect with the nodal network. So by downloading their app on your phone or your router or any vehicle or any other IoT device, you'd be able to participate in the network contribution, right? And when you contribute your bandwidth, or based on which geographic location you are in, and based on whether you use a base station, you would be able to be a part of the network by being a part of the citizen network, right? And by enabling this, you are rewarded with nodal tokens because you're basically contributing to the network's development, right? And by doing this, and if many people do this on their phones, and many people run nodal node on their phones, they create this decentralized network which is not only way more efficient than proof of work blockchains, but it's also fast, offers a low cost alternative, and it's easily scalable and interoperable, thereby allowing for smart contracts or decentralized applications to be built on top of this network, right? Again, that's basically the overall top-down view that will help you guys do your own research. Again, it's a pretty interesting read. I'm not going to go through the entire white paper in detail, but again, I'll just go for the vision statement, and then we'll look at some other documents, right? So our vision for the nodal network is to build a decentralized data network providing connectivity and processing of micropayments for the Internet of Things. The nodal network begins by providing delay-tolerant IoT connectivity and other services on top of the underlying infrastructure and the nodal network stack. So what their main vision is, if you didn't understand anything else that I said before, the main takeaway that you should, that should help you do your own research, or that should help you think that this project is worth your time to do your research, is basically that this project aims to build a decentralized data providing connectivity network, right? again, they want to make the data accessibility much more decentralized, and they also want to ensure that any form of micropayments that you make are possible with low cost, high scalability solution, right? So if you go to a shop and if you buy something with Bitcoin or any other legacy cryptocurrencies, you may have to worry about paying high fees, because again, these are very old networks and therefore they are not very efficient. The processing times could be slower. You may not be able to complete a transaction quicker, and the fees may obviously be very high, right? So Nodal network wants to make any form of micropayments possible through their network, and that's something that they're aiming for, right? Secure IoT is the utmost importance moving forward. Nodal is actively engaged with the chipset manufacturers to build secure elements within IoT devices, enabling cryptographic signing of payment transactions and secure transmission of data on the Nodal network. Nodal envisions a world where machines autonomously pay each other, sharing connectivity, data, and services, right? So their long-term vision is basically to enable peer-to-peer transactions happen with very low fee and high scalability in a highly secure decentralized network environment, right? And they want to make sure that this goal is achieved. Again, it will be interesting to see if they end up being one of the predominantly used micropayment chains, which everyone uses. Plus, at the same time, everyone is by default going to have the Nodal app on their phone. It will be interesting to see if that happens in the future. But again, it's a very good value proposition that they are trying to achieve, and they want to make the Internet of Things system very secure through their platform, right? And they want to ensure that any form of cryptographic signing of payment transaction happens in a secure and decentralized manner. So overall, they're aiming for high levels of connectivity, high levels of interoperability, scalability, and very low fees, just like many other blockchain projects aim for, right? Internet connectivity for all. Through distributed connectivity and utilizing existing infrastructure, we believe data costs and barriers to entry for connectivity can be reduced. We believe the Nodal network is the first step in connecting billions of devices. Again, they want to be one of the predominant networks that can connect billions of devices, and they want to make sure that they utilize proper infrastructure in order to ensure that data costs are reduced and low barrier to the barrier to entry is low to minimal, right? That's basically what they're aiming for. So again, they do have some really cool information about their architecture and how things work, and this is something that you guys can obviously go through as a part of your research. IoT devices and data sources basically interact with network contributors. Again, by network contributors, I mean people who use the Nodal app on their phones or routers or any other means of any other IoT devices, and thereby they become validators. And by allowing for transactions to be validated, they in turn get rewarded in Nodal tokens. And people who subscribe to validators, they pay a service fee and also get rewarded for maintaining the nodes, right? Again, pretty simplified version of their overall goal. Again, there are some technical information that many people may be interested in reviewing as a part of their research for this token. You can also read about it's basically like a 28-page white paper which provides a lot of easy to understand bits of information that can definitely help you guys, right? Again, this is some of their architecture. The validator runs a software suite on its own cloud environment or data center. It exposes 4 interfaces described below. Again, they're talking in detail about how validators participate and how this kind of makes the system, makes the nodal network work, right? Again, this is pretty lengthy for some people, but at the same time has lots of information. If you look at the people who, if you look at the tokenomics or the token allocation, right? Their token name is Nodal Cash or NODL, right? So that's something that we can probably cover. Nodal Cash has a total fixed supply of 2.1 billion, right? Again, I understand that the max supply for this token is very high and one of the highest in the market. But again, if they expect people to download an app and get paid for using their app and validating transactions, then there needs to be some form of an inflationary incentive. And by having such a max supply, I believe that initially they will be able to entice people to use their network, right? We expect that 60% of the total supply of Nodal Cash is going to be awarded to contributions of the Nodal ecosystem. So 60% of 2.1 billion tokens is going to be awarded to contributors of the Nodal ecosystem, which means participation or even including sales, I believe, private sale or seed sale that they will be conducting soon. Network contributors receive 80% of the mined Nodal Cash, and the remaining 20% of the Nodal goes to Nodal and the network infrastructure, right? So people who contribute to the network, they receive 80% of the Nodal that's mined, for Nodal Cash that's mined, and the 20% that's received from the contributors goes to Nodal and the Nodal infrastructure, right? As of today, the whole network infrastructure is run by Nodal. So again, since it's still not released yet, the the whole ecosystem is run by Nodal. But I believe they are planning to once these the token and the app fully goes live and people start using it, there will be less and less involvement by the Nodal team, right? When the architecture becomes fully distributed, 10% of the mining will go to Nodal in the form of treasury for continued development, and 10% will be shared among the network infrastructure nodes, right? Again, as more and more progress is being made, the structure would be split into 10% going to Nodal and the other 10% being shared amongst the network infrastructure nodes, right? The current effective circulating supply is approximately 100 million tokens. Again, the initial circulating supply is going to be 100 million tokens, but again, as we know, there will be inflationary rewards for people who contribute to the network, right? They have a nice pie chart that explains, the distribution of tokens initially, and basically 60% is going to be distributed to allocated to ecosystem unmined projects. Early investors would get 4.5%. The team gets 10%, company reserves is 12%, service provider is 1.5%, and 12% is going to be for the seed offering, right? So again, that's something that you guys may be interested in. Another information that you can find from their website is basically if you go to cash.nodal.io, you can find the same information from the white paper presented in a bit more cleaner way. Again, for people who want to get their raw white paper information, obviously go to the white paper, but people who want a little bit more simplified version, I suggest you guys to go to cash.nodal.io to read about it, right? Again, so they are mainly focusing on network growth and demand for network services. You can also see the similar information presented in different manner. Again, I'm not planning to cover all of this in detail because again, I know that this video is going to be very long, and I just want to provide you guys with some key bits of information that will help you to do your own research, right? Again, this is when it comes to the token, Nodal Cash and funding rounds overview. If you see, to realize that mission, Nodal counts on the Nodal platform and Nodal chain and on unlocking network effects. Effective circulating supply is approximately 100 million. Effective circulating supply at the end of 2021 is going to be approximately 125 million. So initially there will be 100 million tokens, but by the end of this year there will be 25 million more injected into the market. The ticker is going to be NODL. Consensus is going to be proof of stake pending migration from proof of authority. So again, they are migrating from a proof of authority to proof of stake system, and that is currently happening. Coin generation, proof of connectivity, purpose built is a proof of work for the data transferred by IoT devices. It relies on oracles for verifying the IoT data. In an upcoming release, devices will start to sign their own data, removing the need for oracles. Again, currently they're relying on oracles for some of the pricing from some of the data information from the real world, but they're soon trying to move away from oracles so that the devices, the IoT devices themselves can start signing their own data, right? The governance, there is also governance component for this token. Liquid democracy with token weight votes. Nodal will keep a supervisory council running as long as necessary. So again, they are planning to have their own governance token. Details of it can be found on their website. Again, this is something that we already saw. Adjusted circulating supply, approximately 100 million Nodal cash tokens. So initially, the 100 million Nodal cash tokens that's currently like early circulation, about 97.5% is going to be for circulating coins, and about a few percent, the remaining percent would be for early investors, 1 to 2 year locking period, right? So that they don't dump and slack the token price. You can also see some of the other information with regards to the technical overview. Again, they have provided some detailed information, but it's much more concise compared to the white paper itself. Nodal token economics, you can find how the nodal token economics fundamentally works, and you can basically see that the main source of earning nodal cash is going to be by mining rewards as well as transaction fees. Also, the transaction fees are going to be very low. Therefore, depending on how much participation there is going to be significant transaction fees, which will probably have to wait and see how the network is adopted, right? Again, network contributors are awarded 80% of the minting or mining fee, and nodal company gets 10%, and infrastructure partners get another 10%. And apart from that, again, they talk about auditing their protocol, which is very important. So if you see cumulative coins mined and mining pool, you can clearly see that the mining pool has pretty much been on been on the rise. The cumulative tokens that are mined is also increasing, so that is good. You can also see some of the mining rewards being initially going to be like increasing, but again it will kind of reach a plateau phase, whereas if you see the network services reward will continue to rise. And that's pretty much it. There are certain again, there is vesting schedules, unlocking coins by stakeholders. This is something that you may be interested in if you are planning to see, depending on how long you plan to hold the token, you may want to see when the unlocking schedule is for the token. Again, based on the chart here, you can clearly see that the yellow, which is going to be held for investors, strategic partners, and the red, which is basically for early equity investors. There is going to be a steady unlocking schedule, which goes, which is kind of increasing, which kind of increases rapidly from Q1 of 2024, and it reaches the maximum at the end of Q4 of 2030, right? So again, this is something which is not really ideal after Q1 of 2024, but at the same time, depending on what kind of progress they make, it will be interesting to see how the unlocking schedule will kind of like affect the price point, right? So again, lots of other cool information that will help you guys do your own research. And again, that's pretty much it for this project. I would also like to take you guys to the ICO drops page for Nodal, so that you guys can kind of access some other information. Again, this is some of their social distancing wearable device that they're currently in the process of releasing in mass quantities, and this will be one of the devices that will help people participate in the ecosystem, and also by being a validator, you will probably be able to earn some really good rewards, right? So the token sale, as per ICO drops, it says that the token sale is coming soon, but the date is not really set. You guys can go to their website and read some more in order to determine the exact dates, and you can also follow them on their Medium page as well as Twitter page to get up-to-date information. It is going to be launched as an ERC20 token initially, and then once the project starts, getting more traction, I believe that they will kind of like have their own blockchain. The total token supply is going to be the total tokens that will be released through the sale round is going to be 100 million tokens. It is a utility token. There are additional information. You can also find some of the screenshots that we just looked at right now, and you can also learn more about the team who were involved in this, right? Again, you can also find them on LinkedIn and use it as a part of your investment strategy for this token, right? Again, remember guys, you guys are not regular investors, you guys are brutal investors, so stay brutal. I would always suggest you guys to do your own research before buying this token. This is still going to be a very early token, therefore please do your research and maybe try participating in the seed round. But if you have missed the seed sale, you can obviously wait till it gets listed in some low tier exchanges that are quite reputable, and then invest some play money there, and then try to move from there. Otherwise, if you feel like this project is not for you, then there are obviously other projects that we'll be covering in this channel. So thank you for watching this video, guys. If you like my video, please click the like button and subscribe for more videos. See you in my next video. Bye.